Like absolute stuff today. My hair tie got cleaned by painting stuff. Don't worry, no paint will get in my hair in the process of this.
Do you want one too, Mom?
No,
Okay.
thank you for offering though, Chris.
Welcome.
Today's not a good day to eat crackers for breakfast. What do you think?
Oh, I think it looks pretty.
So, I went to delete the video that I decided not to post from the other day because it was just a general rant about things that I worry about and have said like a million times before.
It's time to move, Lucky.
Yep. Don't give me that offended look. There's another chair. You don't need all these steel chairs that people actually sit on. So, we've just concluded that Lucky likes the smell of butt. Get! No!
Oh no.
You're gonna end up with paint on you? Get down.
It ripped.
Chris,
What?
just hand it here.
I got it.
Okay.
Easy.
So, anyway, I've been working on this painting off and on for a while now. In between other projects and making sure that Chris learns what he needs to learn and all this other stuff. This has sort of been, that one that sometimes you have that you started it and you don't really want to leave it unfinished. But the stuff, the inspiration and the different things that you started it with aren't really there anymore. This is one of those. So, with this piece, I want it to kind of have a bit of a creepy forest effect, but not in the effect of it's immediately apparent that this is a creepy forest. I mean, yes, in some ways you'll look at it and go, wow, look, there's faces in the trees. At first you're going to look at it, I want you to look at it and be like, oh, wow, so nuanced. But I want it to draw you in. Not in the way that you could with realism, where you can be like, oh, wow, creepy, immediately knows why it's creepy. So to do this, I've used colors. I've used images. It's actually a lot of stuff that's not even painted in here yet, because I literally have to paint it in after I do other things, because I'm layering it forwards. There was a certain amount of layering it backwards, and now I've got to layer it forwards, because I do actually need it to look like, the branches and the trees and stuff are actually layered, even with all the leaves and whatnot. And then I'm going to have this stuff up here up front more that's probably going to delve a little bit more into realism just because it's supposed to be that close to you. But I like to mix stuff. And there are people who are like, well, why do I have to learn realism? Well, to put it simply, because it makes it easier to do this stuff. If you know how to do the realism, then you know the different things like that. Because this is a night thing, everything in here should be tinted blue that is green. Everything. Even things that aren't should have some sort of tint of blue. Blue is the theme of nighttime. It should be tinted with that really kind of soft pastel blue, or a really deep, striking blue, depending on what you're going for. With this, I've put blue in there, but I've done it very selectively. Everything is very deliberate with this. There's not very much blue further back. That's because if this was realism and became really up close and whatnot, you would be able to see more green up close than far away. And I've sort of faded the green into the black in the distance. I want to do that, I want that to be the effect. I want it to not immediately seem wrong. I want there to be something wrong about it, though. But I also want there to be some positive elements in here. You know, I'm kind of making this kind of like this could be positive, it could be negative. I want it to have aspects of both. I want it to be open to interpretation, but I still want it to be a creepy forest. But not creepy in the horror movie sort of way. See, creeped is something that we feel whenever we look at something, and it initiates a feeling in us. And that's the point. I'm pouring many different emotions into this, and I want this to make someone who looks at it feel many different emotions. I want them to look at it and not immediately know what it's about. I want them to look at it and have to think about it. I don't particularly want them to make it my problem if they think it's something very specific. And, you know, I've actually had people make that my problem in the you need more therapy sort of way. And that's not something I want. But I do want them to be able to have to think about why this creeps them out. And if people have to think about why that creeps them out, sometimes it makes them look into themselves more. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the one that I stopped working on for a while after I had to leave the studio that I went to over downtown. What?
I'm still hungry. May I please have some more?
Go get a bagel.
A bagel. Mommy, bagel.
Why don't you go get one of the cinnamon raisin bagels?
Oh, cinnamon raisin? That sounds good.
So yeah, I've been working on this, and
Raisin.
the challenge is going to be that I normally don't do leaves at quite this distance, where it's going to have like this tree that's a little bit more forward is going to need just enough detail that you can actually see some of the shape of the leaves, whereas these it doesn't really matter that I used a tool that I made out of Q-tips and a hair tie.
Yeah, please have some more. You need this.
Why don't you go get a bigger plate?
Yummy bagel?
Okay, you want to go get me a butter knife?
Yes, a butter knife.
Please?
Please have some cream cheese on it.
Go ahead and get me both. I need the butter knife both for cream cheese. I also need it to help this. I need it. Just bring me one butter knife, Chris.
Okay.
Chris,
What?
butter knife first. Do not run.
Okay.
Thank you for handing that to me, right?
Where is the open package?
Should be in the door. Or the top shelf. It'll be up front regardless, Chris. Are we about to have an if it was a snake it would have bit you moment?
Huh?
I think we are.
Huh.
If it was a snake it would have bit you.
I said it was the other package.
No, your daddy already finished that one.
Oh, well, that's why I was confused.
No, honey, you gotta look. You know that this is the one that I used last night for stuff. Or not last night, yesterday.
Yummy, that looks good. That looks good.
Uh-huh.
With a lot of cream cheese on it. Bagel. I spy the onion.
Now just remember that your dad and I like the onion bagels and the everything, and you like the everything, and I like the everything, but your dad isn't big on these, and you wanted them, so you need to eat them.
I want to try them. Let's try them.
They're cinnamon raisin bagels.
Let me take a plate. See if I like it.
Alright. I forgot to pause. So, anyway, yeah, that's basically it. Well, other than I guess I could bring this around. Let me clean this up. Obviously, there's still some layering that needs to be done. The tree up front, I haven't even started on the leaves yet. But initially, this was supposed to be very different than it is now. And I actually need to darken some of the stuff further back to give it that more deep effect. And there's actually a lot I still have to do to it. It's not even close to done. But I don't really want this to be something that you immediately look at and know why it creeps you out. I don't even want it to be something that is initially very creepy. The most creepy thing about it that I want you to initially see is the faces in the trees. And not even all of them. Because there's actually supposed to be a face back there that hasn't been put in yet. Well, it kind of has, but it's not really enough to really be clear. And I kind of want it to be something that you can actually see if you're actually focusing on it. And then there's other stuff, you know, trees and the shapes of people, but then you got just the tree that is just kind of twisted right there. You know, you got this one that has a hand on it and a face in the tree. But I don't really want some of this stuff to be stuff that you see right away. And already I've run into where people have looked at this when working on it, you know, people that I know, and they've gone, I didn't see this at first. Because I've had to point out details. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. I don't want you to. I want people to be drawn to look at it. But then I also want it to be that maybe you don't see everything at once. Maybe it takes you a while to notice some of the different things in there, you know. And then after I'm done with the freaking grass, I need to put in some details, you know, some general variations, maybe some flowers, some a random leaf sticking up in some place, you know. But normally whenever you do this stuff at night, you know, you would have everything tinted blue. Obviously, this is different, and then I've got this big main tree up in the middle that is not only not blue, it's literally supposed to be glowing. So it's its own light source, and this would also influence, and is also why there's just a little bit of yellow on that one tree. You know, because there's this insinuation there. And you know, I've put some precedent in there. You know, some trees that almost kind of look normal. You know, you can look in there and find them. But then you've got the ones that don't look normal at all. And they could be something, they could be nothing, but every single detail in this painting is very, very deliberate. And, you know, I've had people look at some of my stuff sometimes and they don't think it's deliberate. They just, like, it's... I used to know somebody who would say to me, it looks like this, and I would say it's supposed to look like that, and it would drive her nuts. Oh, this looks bad.
Need a first aid kit?
Yeah, I need the Band-Aids. We're out of the big Band-Aids for it. I have a burn. It looks bad, but it's not. But it's also not.
They?
Second drawer.
Left or right?
Right side. You know I don't have any first aid kits on the left. Just bring me the big box. The main kit. We have a couple small kits. You know you're not allowed in the big box, right?
What?
You know you're not allowed in the big one, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it has important stuff in it.
Yes, it does. This is stuff that you're not allowed to see because this is a lockbox. Now go.
I like the yummy bagel.
I'm glad you like the yummy bagel. You have to remind your dad to lock this thing. Chris is older now, so we don't really have to lock it as much. Mostly because he actually abides the rule to not touch. But better safe than sorry.
Remember I got alcohol pad from that and give it to you.
Yeah, that was once. You never go in there unless I ask you to.
Mm-hmm.
And I only asked you to go in there because I knew that the stuff that your dad's supposed to have in here wasn't in there right then. Because he left it in our bathroom. Yep. It's also another reason why you're never supposed to go in mom and dad's bathroom without asking and having explicit permission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not gonna get away with this.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
What? Eat? Scissors?
Mm-hmm.
Here's that scissors.
Thank you.
Look up. I hand it to you for weight.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you know why I needed those?
Why?
Because we're out of the big Band-Aids, and because this is a burn, and because it started to peel,
Oh.
I cannot have anything sticky directly on it. Burns are a little bit different than some things. I can't just line up a bunch of Band-Aids without something between them. Because you see that little area on the edge?
Yeah.
And that's going to go directly over it. And that's going to take more than hair with it whenever I rip it off.
Chin?
Yup. Oh, I should have done this beforehand. These aren't even the really sharp ones. No, it's not your fault, Chris. Don't give me that look.
Can you please grab some water?
Go.
I can make my own cups.
Oh. I'm just gonna tuck that. Okay.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Just don't want, because this is right by the area I set on things. You don't want to burn to touch things like that. Not as much as I have it. It's even good that I let it air at night. Here. Thank you.
No care for you.
Now maybe if you're good for the rest of the day.
What?
Sure, you've lost some stuff already because you decided to brat out earlier. Lucky! Lucky, you're such a brat. He wasn't gonna go for your bagel, dear. Just, you don't have goldfish crackers up there. He goes, Lucky steals goldfish crackers. Not even gonna lie. He doesn't care about your bagel. But yeah, we don't want him up there. And that's one of the reasons why you don't get up. You get up, he'll sit in your chair.
That's one of those ways.
He's special. So, you've already lost going to the Boys and Girls Club today.
Maybe I can try another day.
Well, it's not going to be tomorrow.
I know.
Tomorrow's karate.
Karate. I want my ribbon. I want a new ribbon.
Well, Chris, you're going to have to not lose karate. You need to behave to go on stuff later in the day. You need to do your schoolwork. You need to not fight. You need to not get up first thing in the morning and decide that it's going to be a whining, crying, throwing a fit every time you don't get your way sort of day. You're doing good now, but you weren't doing so hot earlier. And I told you, Boys and Girls Club doesn't have the structure of some other things. You know, for me to even trust you, you need to be behaving.
Why are you putting it in the box?
Chris,
What?
see this box?
Yeah?
It doesn't look like much, does it?
Uh-huh.
But it's still better than just how, you see this?
Uh-huh.
Can I squeeze the tube in there real easy? That's why. Yeah? See this?
Yeah?
We'll figure out an art project that uses it later if you at least mostly behave for the rest of the day.
Ooh.
Because once it's out of here, it's not good to use on something else, you know? It's not sterile no more. So I can't use it on a boo-boo. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'm tired. And this has been derailed, and I didn't pause it when everything's got sidetracked. So, and I can't edit, so it's kind of stuck like this. Whew. I need to go get more tea.
What?
I need to go drink some more caffeine.
Caffeine?
Yep. I'm gonna go get some more tea with ginseng. Which one do you think I should have?
Your favorite?
Well, I like them both. They're both green tea.
Blueberry?
You want me to have the blueberry, or are you just living vicariously through me? Because you know you're not getting any of it this time.
I know, I'm gonna give it to you.
I told you if you want to share tea with me, you need to be behaving. I'm not going to share it with you whenever you're not behaving.
Mama, may I please go get the tea for you?
Sure. Did you just fart?
Yep.
Then what do you say?
Excuse me.
Okay, you're excused. Chris, just grab one. It doesn't matter which can. There's no magical this can taste better.
Oh,
Yes, it's supposed to be cold.
the can is cold. cold.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It was in the fridge. It's kind of like whenever you eat food and you look at me and you say, but it's really hot, Mom. And I'm like, I told you to blow on it, didn't I? Anyway, I guess before I end this, I'm just going to go, well, that's the thing. I wanted it to be creepy, but in a weird, also comforting sort of way, in which you could look at it and you could feel either thing, depending on, what's sort of with you. And that's something that a lot of artists today aren't doing. I'm not going to say that nobody is, but you've got a lot of people who are snubbing certain kinds of images or doing them exclusively, or and you can't, if you want to do like something like this that takes a really long time and makes people feel things.
May I please be excused?
Alright, go.
Vamos.
Vamos. Go get your tablet. We're going to start you off with an assignment on there. And then,
Times table.
Yep, times tables.
Yay! I love time.
Nope. I believe you have a test to do.
Times table with the test.
We can work on your drills again later. But you got some other subjects to do, too. Can't just do that. Why did you leave this open? Come on, you know the rules. Show me that you know how to log in.
Yep, I do.
Now wait for it. Okay. There we go.
Learning activity.
Time for learning. Ah.
I want to spell my name.
Well, you're doing a good job with it so far.
What?
What comes next?
P. Last name?
Don't spell it out loud.
My password's already spelled in.
Yep, did that on purpose. It's a long password. Your dad and I made sure that it was in there. Hold on. See, now it's already... Wait, no. Okay, so this is the week of... Okay, we're in the right week. Chris, move. See, this is the multiply. And...
When did it? Oh, how much do I have? What? I have 10.
Oh, stop. Growing up, I had 100 question quizzes. 20 was light. 50 was like normal. Sometimes it felt like all we did was test.
Find the missing factor.
But no, I had him on mostly book lessons yesterday. I still need to go change the settings in there so that it won't throw him so much stuff at once.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Because doing the book lessons too, there's no way he's going to get all that done this week.
Find the program.
Because they're giving them writing assignments and stuff, so.
Get an answer.
And I'm like, I'd rather he do that. Well, I mean, there is a way for, like, us to manually say, he's done it. But otherwise, yeah.
Find the produce. 21 times 2. 42. 42. Find the produce. 2 times 10. 10 times 2 equals 20. 20.
I gotta go.
Find the produce.
My time for the day of uninterrupted or talking in general is just done. For pretty much the most, if not
Find
rest
the
of the day.
produce.
At least until nap time. Maybe.